AskReddit by Book Beep. What has lost its prestige in recent years? The term breaking news. It has no meaning anymore since they overuse it. My favorite is still when CNN ran the breaking news that Titanic sunk 102 years ago tonight. https://i.insider.com/534e6d0669bed f17824be5e ? With 750 ampersand semicolon formage peg ampersand semicolon auto web p close bracket dart. Encyclopedias. Used to be that having the full set of Encyclopedia Britannica was a bit of a status symbol in the middle class. Kids who had it were envied by their peers because it made projects etc so much easier. Dead as the trees used to make it. Pre-internet was a wild time. We were dirt poor growing up, but my dad always managed to have a set of encyclopedias for us growing up. I used to just love flipping the pages and reading. On a lighter note, Etsy. A decade ago I knew I was getting a handmade product when I shopped on Etsy. Now it's just the same cheap knockoffs from China that I could get from Amazon for half the price. Actually, I just bought my husband a handcrafted wooden pipe for Christmas and promptly discovered that it was on Amazon for $20 cheaper. Would have been nice to have kept that extra $20 if I'm getting a cheap product anyway. And it sucks so bad for those of us who actually handmade our stuff on Etsy. We get drowned out by the top sellers who are just reselling things they got on wholesale. Commercial air flight. I'm listening to a radio show about airline etiquette and wondering just when this whole experience became an exercise in misery and suffering. Airbnb used to be able to get fair prices on non-hotel styled room stays, but now it's overpriced and hits so many fees it's cheaper to go to hotels. We haven't used Airbnb in years. Hotels are always cheaper where we go and higher quality with more guarantees. Airbnb has become a joke. Also Uber, same reason. The internet. It's all bots and ads. The glory days of the net were awesome. True wild west. Now your entire digital life is tracked and history bought and sold in an attempt to get you to buy stuff. Doctors. I'm a doctor. We're mostly employees now, cogs in the wheel. There is also a lot of distrust in the medical system. I'm an RN and I mentioned to a doc I was completely disposable and our company didn't care about us nurses. He said, "Oh, I am too. We're all dispensable. I guess we're all cogs in the machine, after all." Every designer brand. People may argue that they were never worth it, but at least back then, they cared about quality, materials, and craftsmanship. Now it's all about mass marketing and ever increasing prices for lower quality. Not to mention people who flex on social media made it even more tacky. I have lost respect for so many brands, which, at least saved me some $$ over the years. The lower quality nowadays is terrible. I bought classic designer clothes in the 80s and my daughter wore them 30 years later and they looked new. She bought some of her own, and the quality was garbage. No more. Platinum Amex. By extension, airport lounges everyone has access now. Eating out was a huge thing back in the 80s, like it was an event, so was going shopping to the mall stores. And the type of eating out, Red Lobster, Olive Garden, and this vein of chain sit-down restaurants were considered a fancy night out, at least in my working class circles. Deleted. Bunch of fucking scamming dropshippers who route it from AliExpress. Blizzard. Blizzard used to be a paragon for gamers. I'm not saying they were perfect, but you could consistently count on anything they produced to be of pretty high quality. It felt like everything they put out came from a team that genuinely cared about what they were doing, and had some of the most soul of any titan in the industry. Now everything they put out feels hollow. Between the blatant bait and switch of things like Overwatch to killing PvE, and the rampant monetization of all of their games, to the recent controversies coming out of the actual offices of Blizzard. The spirit of the original studios are gone, and it feels like a hollow shell of its former self. There's a fellow on YouTube, Pirate Software I think, who goes into depth why Blizzard tanked itself. Long story short, they underpaid very passionate devs and important people, resulting in them leaving and going to their own projects such as Earthbound. The presidency. I am not trying to have a political debate. Maybe I was just young and naive, but I remember the presidency being more respected than it is today. Like, even if you didn't respect the president, you still respected the presidency. That shit is long gone. Same. I was around for Reagan, both Bushes, Clinton. They all seemed so powerful. Then I became an adult and they're all a joke. Consumer goods in general, it's all shrinkflation garbage now. No more buying a Renault mid-tier product to avoid planned obsolescence or dirt quality. They're all junk aside from certain brands' higher end models, which took a dive in quality and price hikes to every item in the grocery feels lighter. Every box or plastic housing an item smells like it'll give you cancer. Everything is fused shut and proprietary. Every company is squeezing us dry while they make record profits, and here in the States, we all have great free health insurance for the blowback in 10-20 years as it all chips away at our literal biochemistry, right? I just went to the grocery store and a box of cereal that was family size, the same size as regular 10 years ago, was $6. Cereal isn't even nutritious. Honestly, everything has been extorted, automated, corners cut, respect lost, patience gone. Everything is a cheap knockoff. Genuine brands are too expensive to afford and are moving to cheap Chinese production by the day. Misinformation is spread faster than information these days. Warranties are getting worse or going away altogether. Insurance is almost more aggravation than it's worth. Healthcare in general has lost all the faith the people had in it. The police are almost going the same way. Politicians are losing the crumbs of faith the people had left. Facebook. That lost its appeal about 10 years ago when people's parents started signing up. Dead as fuck to young folks now. Netflix. Their originals at first were trying to emulate HBO, and now their originals are all bottom of the barrel garbage that only get 2 seasons. HBO should be right there beside them on the list. Luxury apartments. 4 floors of wooden construction over 1 concrete base with razor thin walls and bare minimum appliances. Get some grey laminate flooring and white cabinets. Call it some random American name like the Abigail. Boom, luxury. Kmart 20 years ago they were a strong competitor to Walmart. Now they only have 3 stores left in the entire US. This is funny to me. Kmart is extremely popular in Australia. It never used to be, but in the last 15 years, it has shot into popularity. North Face. They used to make really good cold weather jackets and clothes. Their quality has definitely fell off since they sold off to VF. Now it's more of an outdoorsy, quasi-fast fashion brand. All the urban hiker North Face fashionistas started walking around in Arc'teryx last I paid any attention. Reddit and the internet in general, with the rise of AI pictures, it's going to be a wasteland of AI generated rubbish in a few years. And then we'll all go outside. It'll be like that episode of The Simpsons when Itchy and Scratchy become safe and boring, so all the kids go out to play. A university degree. It used to be a sterling credential that was a very stable path to a good career in life. Now it's often a standard expected qualification for even an inspiring entry-level jobs without much of a future, which is all the more troubling when you consider the debt people often have to incur to get a BA degree. A 6-figure salary. With recent inflation, $150K is the new $100K. Weird to think $100 today will be $400 in a few decades, if not the next. Mainstream media outlets. IDK anyone under 40 who watches major news networks. The boomers are keeping them afloat for now, but it's only a matter of time. Seems like movie sequels lost a bit of their oomph, you know? Not all, but some. Like, why do we need 20 installments when the first one was ace? When it happened again, the world called on him once more, and no one saw it coming 3 more times. Now, the one man who made a difference 5 times before, is about to make a difference again. Only this time, it's different.